Hey guys, it's Oblivion, and today I'm going to analyze the Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer that was revealed at the Kingdom Hearts Orchestra at Los Angeles the other day. It was later posted to the Square Enix YouTube page a little after, and let's just get right into it. Right away, I think this opening quote is a callback to KH1 and KH2's opening quotes.
I've been having these weird thoughts lately. Like, is any of this for real? Or not?
A scattered dream that's like a far-off memory. A far-off memory that's like a scattered dream. I want to line the pieces up. Yours and mine.
All three of these lines seem like they are connected. In KH1, Sora was asking himself if any of this is real. In KH2, he's talking about how memories are like dreams. And this quote feels like it's a response to Sora's questions. Don't assume the dream is a fantasy. If you can imagine a world, believe in it, and dive in. I'm not sure who is saying this quote. It could be Sora, it could be someone else. Obviously, I can't be sure that they are connected. This is just a prediction, but I think it's true. And it transitions to Sora literally diving into battle, as the words in the beginning of the trailer suggest. And what I think is this is possibly Sora, jumping off the gummy ship into the world in the second visit. Or maybe he just jumped off a high place and, it goes into a diving animation to make sure he lands correctly. I like little details like that in movement. Also, another thing that we've seen so far that I love is the 3D HUD. I love the models. I love the way they're expressed and changed once we go into the battle. Everyone says they want the illustrations back, but I'm okay with the 3D models. Also, another thing is that I love that Hercules is in our party without having to switch Donald Goofy out for him. I love this because I always found swapping out party members kind of annoying, whether in the save menu or in-game, or what if I wanted the abilities of all three in the battle. This is a very good change, I think. Next thing we see is Sora doing a regular ground combo into two finishers. One of the finishers we have seen in past KH3 trailers is the spinny kind of move that we see, and the other one I think is Blitz, a finisher that was in KH1. After the combo finishers, it seems he goes into a situation command called Counter Shield, which I assume is a Keyblade transformation that's tied into a drive form. The combos are a little bit slower, but it's okay because it seems it's more of a defensive form. And the way Sora's moving around and attacking, it looks more like a command style in Birth by Sleep than a drive form or a Keyblade transformation. But it's okay because later in the trailer it looks a little bit better. Now we see Sora go into what seems is an unleashed shot lock rather than a flow chain shot lock that we have seen in past trailers. We can see that the two options are there in the shot lock little menu. I think that each drive form has its own shot lock because this one looks more catered to counter shield, because it looks like it's more of a defensive shot lock, than an offensive one. It's going around Sora protecting him rather than shot locks we're used to where it just shoots rays of light, things like that. Also, we see the other drive form that they show us in this trailer, which is called Second Form, from what we see in the command menu. I think this is a form where Sora has all of his moves and abilities from KH2, including Limit Form moves and abilities. I am so happy that this form is in KH3, because Sora can use moves from which are, from my opinion, the best Kingdom Hearts combat-wise in the series, KH2. It seems Sora has on two finishing pluses. He does a Hurricane Blast into an aerial finish into a Magna Burst. I love that aerial and finish and Magna Burst are in this form. When I saw it in the trailer, I was completely popping off. We can see in the command menu that Sora can use Ars Arcanum. The Magna Burst seems a little slower than it is in KH2, but I think that's fine because the radius is so huge. It's bigger than before. It's pulling in Heartless from all over the arena. I really love to see that Osaka is putting in things from KH2 because they said they're looking for inspiration from KH2 to do combat in KH3, and we can see the proof in this form. I used to think Osaka would never do something like this in the old trailers when I would see it, because the combos were all wonky and not very good, but I see them growing in terms of combat in each trailer, and I just absolutely love it. Here we see what looks like a limit with Goofy. I love the way this limit looks. It's very similar to the point, you know. Goofy blasts Sora off, they swing off each other, and Sora throws him into the Heartless. It's very nice. My thoughts are the limits will be binded to the command link that we see in the command menu. There's really not much else that I think it could be used for. Not much else I could say about this limit.
おいおい、久しぶりだってのに随分な挨拶じゃねえか。
あんたらに関わってうまくいった試しがないんだよ。さあさあ、帰った帰った。お帰りはあちらから。
好きにするがいいさ。ただし一つだけ教えておくれ。この世界に黒い箱はないかい？
黒い箱?
And here we see our first cutscene in the trailer. And right off the bat, I want to say aesthetically, I think Hades looks amazing. So does Pete. Maleficent looks like she needs a little work. Maybe it has something to do with the lighting, but she doesn't look as green as before in her skin tone. The crazy thing about this cutscene is how good the quality looks, especially on the uncompressed trailer. It is pretty much the same quality as the cutscenes in Key back cover, if not better. You can actually see the material of the clothes of each character, just like how you can in back cover. The detailing is amazing. They look like they are straight out of a Pixar movie. Maleficent is asking Hades about a black box. Obviously, it could be the black box that the Master Masters gave to Lucio. How Maleficent knows about this, we can assume is because of the datascape, or just by the fact that Maleficent was set by Xehanort originally, so she must know of it from him. Now the reason that I showed two clips to seem they looked similar was that the Japanese and English trailer had some differences. I might miss more than one difference, another one I found. The combo and magic are still looking good and fluid, not wonky or clunky at all. In the English one, Sora freezes a large body, and in the Japanese one, he freezes flying Heartless that we've seen in past trailers. It's pretty hard for them to sync up the Japanese and English trailers perfectly. I could definitely see why. I'm not gonna blame them. And we see what seems like a tiny cutscene as Sora is going to the Rock Titan fight. It's pretty good looking with the rain environment effect rather than the other one that we saw in past trailers. I'll touch on this more later because there's more detail on the fight later in the trailer. Again, I put two clips because the Japanese trailer is a bit different. First things first. Firaga and Aroga look amazing, better than how they looked in previous trailers. As for enemies, we see some soldiers and some Heartless that look like they could be green Requiems or the Tornado ones from KH2, or who knows, they could be a new Heartless altogether. We see a Thundaga and Counter Shield, and it looks way more defensive than what a regular Thundaga should look. As I said, this is a defensive drive form / Keyblade transformation, so I think the magic will be defensive too. Maybe we'll see Aroga in this form how it was in KH1, or how Firaga kind of protects you in KH2, or it might have Reflect in this form, we don't know. One thing that I want to say is that how situation commands work, I am kind of worried they are a little overpowered. In the Japanese version of the trailer, you can see that Sora has a whopping 4 ZA spells and 1 transformation. In 0.2, when you get 3 of your tier 4 Jaw spells, you could obliterate anything in your path. This is my main concern for the combat at KH3. I hope since the Osaka team is looking at KH2, they will implement some sort of anti-form mechanic for this to punish you for trying to abuse it, just like how if you try to abuse drives in KH2, you end up in anti-form. And now we see the nostalgic drive explosion, the second form. It looks a little different, but it can still knock enemies back like it used to in KH2. The animation looks stunning, and I really love the look of it. I think the Kingdom Key is tied to the second form transformation, just like how the Colosseum Keyblade at the beginning of the trailer was tied to Counter Guard. Here we see Sora use Stun Impact and some sort of finisher that looked like it could be Blitz. And for the last we see of second form, Sora knocks an enemy into the air and uses Sonic Blade mid-air, which seems really cool. We can see in the gameplay that the person is using the attack command, you can see it flashing, rather than triangle that it was in KH1 and 2. And some flow motion grinding that's okay, I guess. And the last bit of gameplay we get to see is a kind of set piece looking Roxanne battle like the other ones we've seen in trailers. I don't really like how this looks. It looks kind of boring and just jump up the wall, flow motion, attack constantly. It's very reminiscent of Dream Drop that had a garbage battle system in my opinion. At least it doesn't have the overpowered flow motion attacks that Dream Drop has, like the slam or the spin. I could definitely say it looks better aesthetically than the other versions of the fight we've seen, with the rain and Sora's clothes looking wet. But I still don't think I would like this battle combat wise.
存在しないものをどうやってこの世界に呼び戻すというのだ。ロクサスを復活させるということは、ソラ、お前は結局闇の力を使うのか。
So basically, Xemnas is telling Sora, you know, if you wanna try to save Roxas, you're gonna have to activate the power of darkness, and he's probably just using this as a way to get Sora as a vessel again, try to at least. And I don't really want Roxas back, honestly. I just don't. I think Roxas, the way he ended, you know, inside Sora, that's great. I want it to be the same as it was. I don't want Roxas to come back. I don't want Shion to come back. I know a lot of people would disagree with me, but I just don't like it. Also, Xemnas, I don't think he looks right, like model-wise. Like, his chin seems a little bit too strong, and his hair kind of looks like bent spaghetti, my friend told me, and I kind of agree with that. I'm not really worried about any of the models like Maleficent and Xemnas because Terra looked horrible, but they fixed him right up, so I'm not even worried about that. And they end the trailer with an announcement for a new trailer on July 15th next month at D23. They're gonna show a new world. I'm hoping that it won't be just Big Hero 6. Hopefully, that's considered a new world, I guess. But yeah, that's all I have. Thank you guys for watching my first official serious YouTube video. If you liked it, make sure to leave a like. Would really appreciate it. And thanks.